Hello, guys, and welcome to Odds on League and Matchday 15, the last one before the World Cup. And I'm sure many French players and everyone else is already thinking in the World Cup with France, of course, with high hopes. Hello, Alain Valnegri, how are you?
Hello, Edu. Yes, fine. Very difficult journey, the next and the last before the World Cup. But we will be try to have success.
Let's try. Remember, guys, to leave your comments, of course, with your tips. And don't forget, if you enjoy the videos, press the like and subscribe. And we are going to start with a very good game. On Friday, we have Olympique Lyon, Nice, 8th Olympique Lyon, 9th Nice. Lyon was defeated 1-0 against Olympique Marseille after beating Lille and Montpellier. We know that Lyon usually they are strong when they are at home, but Nice, they are playing good lately. Alain, no defeats in the last 5. Do you have some trust for Nice to get points in Lyon?
Yes. At this moment, I think Olympique Lyonnais is under construction with Laurent Blanc, especially in the moment without the ball. The team must to improve a lot his phase of play. Now Nice, the last game said us Nice is starting to have the rhythm we are waiting at the beginning of the season. Favre began with the defensive phase. We saw the game, we saw the statistic. Nice changed a lot the number of goals conceded per game, and that one is the first improvement they needed. Now Nice must to have that capacity to score more, because they have the potential. They have individual player can be make the difference about this game. I will be try the double opportunity for this game because the odds are really high, and I think is doesn't reflect the difference between both teams. X2 odds 2.10.
Okay, and the next game on Saturday, we have Lens Clermont, one of the best teams in the league, and only 5 points away from PSG. So there is a championnat, no? Even before the break of the World Cup, only one defeat this season. I think everything that we can say about Lens is really good. The same for Clermont, because they are in the middle of the table. Although they are winless in the last 4, is good. These odds for Lens, at least to put it in an ACCA, Alain, 1.5 to win.
Yes, Lens is on fire. This game we must to be quiet, because Clermont is one of the difficult team to predict this season, because we have a Clermont at home and we have a Clermont away, and away that catch really interesting results. Is in the last 5 games away that doesn't lose. Now Lens in this moment is his best moment in the season. We saw that against Toulouse and Angers, that improved the average of goals scored per game, and that improve the rhythm about the team play, and that one make the difference, because Lens make the difference with the rhythm, with the second ball, and with the transition to attack the space. Clermont wanna play. It's true, Clermont changed a little his model of play. Now is not so academic, but wanna play. And against team like Lens, normally there will be suffer. I choose the Lens victory sign 1.45.
And another team that is doing really good, really well this season is Rennes. Rennes Toulouse is our next game, 3rd in the standings. They grab a point in the north of France against Lille. They were coming from 5 consecutive victories, and I think we should also praise Toulouse, Alain, in this first third of the season, because they lost to Monaco and to Lens recently, but they are in the middle of the table, and remember that they are newly promoted.
Yes. No, it's an interesting project, and this project will be increased with the season because the idea are really clear. The politic of signing is oriented with a special profile of the player, and last season and this season they have success. They have success because Toulouse is really funny to show the game. In every game that you feel that can catch point in every game, and against Monaco they suffer a little. Monaco is really a physical team, and that type of team, I think Toulouse will be suffer all the season. And for the next mercato, the profile of the player signing is, I think, is oriented for more physical player, especially in the middle and in the defense. Now, playing in Rennes is not a gift in this moment. Rennes play with a lot of powder in offensive phase. There are a lot of solution. The day of some players don't run really well. 𝐜𝐭𝐴𝐳𝐲 half substitute can be make the difference. We saw Toulouse in defensive phase concede every game against Rennes. I think Rennes can be make the difference, and I choose the victory of Rennes. Seeing odds 1.52.
Gun lands to win, Nice double chance. The first 3 tips from Alain. Let's focus on the games we have on Sunday. We have PSG, Auxerre, only 2 draws for PSG in this first part of the season. PSG Bayern Munich, this is going to be interesting, but still it will be in February, the last game before the World Cup with, of course, Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. Thinking in the World Cup is against Auxerre. Where do you find the good odds if you want to place a bet in this game, Alain?
Yes, but every game of Paris Saint-Germain is find the odds. We have some question for every game. PSG will be concede a goal because
PSG, you're getting it right, eh? Most of the time,
yes.
Both things to score is working for PSG.
Yes. And at the beginning of the season, they defend better. Now with the defense with 4 defenders, they suffer a little more. Now Auxerre have changed the manager. Auxerre have the results their need in the last 2 games since Pellissier arrived in Bourgogne. The team improved in the defensive phase because he changed the position of the player in the field. He is not a team so offensive and who wanna have the control of the ball all the game. No, it's more passion team. We saw 2 positive results: the draw in Troyes, the winning at home against Ajaccio. Auxerre, we can show the statistic. Auxerre have a really good average to score in every game. Is one of the highest average about both teams score in from the beginning of the season. Paris, we know, is the last game before the World Cup. There will be a winning and there will be score. But I see Auxerre score against Paris Saint-Germain. It's a risk. Both teams score, odds 2.22.
And you know what is good in both teams to score? I tell you straight away, Troyes. Next game is Brest Troyes, because 12 out of 14 games, 86%. I'm repeating these stats every week because it's always both teams to score. We see both teams to score in Troyes games. Now they are playing against Brest, the penultimate in the standings. Another defeat against Nice, only 2 victories in this season. And Troyes is still in danger, only 3 points away from relegation. Again, we always see both teams to score in Troyes games.
But 3, yes, one of the classical odds is the both team to score, because it is a team produce a lot in offensive phase. We discover Odobert this season. Mama Baldé is a player really dangerous. We saw that in the Parc des Princes when Troyes play against Paris Saint-Germain. Now Brest, they found solution in the defensive phase, in the sense of they can defend the area like the last season in his best moment, when they can catch it point against the biggest team in Ligue 1. They lose that with 𝐬𝐭𝐴ZAKARIAN at the beginning of the season. Since 𝐬𝐭𝐴ZAKARIAN was fired, they will be back with that type of solidity. Now the biggest question is, and in the offensive phase, what happened? What happened? Maybe is a good opportunities against Troyes to score goal, but I don't saw Troyes losing in Bretagne. The odds are really interesting. Sign X2 odds 1.77.
Okay, double chance for Troyes. Next game, Lille, Angers. Angers, they are going to finish in the break, last in the standings, because I guess we all expect Lille to win this new project with Fonseca. If they win this one, they will end up very close to the European spots. Perhaps they expected a little bit more from Lille this season?
So Lille must play for back to Europe. Now they don't can hide his ambition. They must to have ambition, because they're proving this beginning of the season a really good level, individual player, a lot of player interesting in every line. They have player can be go to play in Premier League, in Serie A, or in Liga. Now Angers is. I am really surprised, Edu, about the passion with his manager, because Angers suffered from the beginning of the season and still suffering the same problem they have in the game, the defensive phase. And in the offensive phase, they don't have a striker. They don't have an area, a killer in the area to finish what the team creates. And that one is from the beginning of the season. There doesn't correct that these two limits, and these two limits means, in my opinion, Ligue 2 for the next season. Next season, this season is for team go to the Ligue 2.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that. Now Lille at home start every game really strong, and I choose Lille score in the first half 1 goal, odds 1.85.
4 teams go to Ligue 2, and for instance, Montpellier, they are getting in trouble. Montpellier, Reims is our next game, only 2 points away from the relegation. Only two, they drew against Clermont, Montpellier, before 5 consecutive defeats, so they are in a very bad run, but I'm surprised to see them favorites against Stade Reims, a team that changed the manager, and they are doing really good. No defeats in the last 6 for Reims.
Yes, and especially that concede a less goal between the past. Now, yes, Montpellier. When Montpellier was winning, remember, Edu, I said Montpellier will be suffer this season, because yes, the team is interesting, the project too, but in Ligue 1 we must to defend better, and their experience in the center defense, especially their fire Del Olio, the manager, but I don't saw improvement in this team. I think the World Cup arrived in the best moment for Montpellier, because we have the Mercato, we have 1 month or 6 weeks to working and to thinking what their need. the team need for the second part of the season. Now Reims right now in the collective and the individual perspective, I think they have something more about the Montpellier, but it's so delicate game, and I choose the security over 1.75, odds 1.32.
Stingy odds, security, Mourinho style to grab a victory in the goals market in the Montpellier game. And you were mentioning the problems for Montpellier, also for Nantes. Nantes Ajaccio is our next game, and perhaps Nantes, they can fall into the relegation spots if they lose this game. Only 2 victories for the cup winner of the last season. So perhaps also it's another team that they want this break for the World Cup to reset and to improve in the second part of the season.
Yes, I think not suffer the fact of their play in Europe, because the team are really better about this classification. Now, in the last Sunday against Clermont, is the no in Reims is a classical game of Nantes this season with a center of player, and the most part of the game they play with 10 player. I still with the idea Nantes is superior about Ajaccio. I think Ajaccio winning against Strasbourg for a crazy game, crazy 15 minutes, but except that 15 minutes, I think Ajaccio in the offensive phase, there will still be suffer. Nantes, this week, there can be training, because we don't have European Cup, and that one, I think, it will be make the difference, and is mandatory for Nantes to winning that game, because if they don't win that game, it will be a big problem, and it will be really long the time until January. The odds are interesting, really interesting. I think Nantes can be winning against this Ajaccio, and I choose Nantes 1, odds 2.10.
Next game is Strasbourg-Lorient. Strasbourg in relegation spots. No victories at home yet, only 4 draws. Actually, there are only 2 teams in Ligue 1 without a victory at home, Brest and Strasbourg, a team that is always very solid at home, but somehow, Alain, they are favorites against Lorient. It's true that they are falling in the standings, but they are 6 still. I'm surprised to see Strasbourg favorite here.
Yeah, the bookies are be confident with Strasbourg at home, but in the last game at home against Olympique Marseille, we saw Strasbourg with a lot of passion, we can say that, because with the 0-2 under, there can be catch a draw. In Ajaccio, 15 first minutes, excellent. They scored 2 goals, and in the last 15 minutes in the first half, they received 4 goals. 4 goals. That one is a mental problem. It's not physical, it's not tactical, it's something in the head doesn't running, especially in the relationship with Stéphane. I think something is broke in Strasbourg between the manager and the team. Lorient arrived with his historical season. They lose the last 2 games. This was the worst strike for Lorient, but the double opportunity, double chance is really interesting. I think we can risk that, because it can be the last game about Stéphane with Strasbourg. Odds 1.72 for the double chance.
And we still have one more game, the best one in this match day, Monaco-Marseille in the Côte d'Azur. Both teams trying to grab a Champions League spot before we go to the break. Marseille out of the Champions League, perhaps also it's time for them to focus a little bit more in Ligue 1 because they started really well, but recently they were not as good as before. Is the opposite for Monaco after a really bad start of the season, only one defeat in the last 9. Would you trust Monaco playing at home in the Ligue against Marseille?
When you watch the content about a full game of Monaco, we saw 15, 20, 25 minutes, the team disappear and start to concede. Against Red Star of Belgrade, they won 3-0 at the final at the end of the first half, and in the second half, during 25 minutes, the team disappeared. The Serbian team scored the first, scored the second, but he was in offside. And in the case of the second goal was good, I think Monaco can be draw or lose that game, because is the limit about this team, the management of the results. We saw that from the game against PSV Eindhoven until the game against Red Star is chronicle. Now, the last game in Toulouse, really serious game, but Toulouse is not l'Olympique de Marseille. Olympique de Marseille is, I think, is important for the team of Tudor to have winning against Lyon at home, because after the elimination of the European Cup, the question was, Marseille will be a reaction or Marseille enter in a depression? The team have a reaction, and I think in the management of a game, I think Marseille has something more. I saw Marseille catch a positive results in Louis II. Double chance is really interesting. Double chance 𝐿2 1.67.
Okay, you are going for a lot of surprises in this match day, a lot of double chance for the away team. Perhaps actually we see many surprises because the top players are thinking in the World Cup, and this is inevitable, of course. So, Alain, before we go to the break in Ligue 1, tell me your favorite bet for this match day.
Lens to win, Rennes to win, Lille score in the first half, not to win, for a total 8.56.
Okay, this is your ACCA.
I am always.
It's okay. You just want to make money. You want to play hard and go first with your ACCA. Now, let's be conservative and tell me your safe bet.
Lille over 1.75, odds 1.24.
All right, all the cards are on the table. Let's place our last bets in Ligue 1. Very successful, we have to say, in this first part of the season. So, Alain, thanks. Remember, everyone, to leave your comments in the video, and don't forget to press the like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We will be back with Ligue 1, hopefully, of course, after the World Cup. Good luck, Alain. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ciao.